Hey guys, welcome back to video 5. In this video we're going to go over when the best times are to buy and sell, and also when you should avoid buying and selling if possible. So let's get into the best times to buy and sell. Now, we always want to buy either before a move happens or after a move has already happened and we get a pullback in price to get a better value in that area. So let's take this coin for example. So today this is the highest moving coin on Poloniex at the moment. It's up about 30% in the last 24-hour period. So what you want to do, guys, is when this move is actually happening, once price takes off and it's already increased 20, 30, 40, 50%, that is the time when you do not want to buy the coin, okay? Because what's going to happen is if you're buying as price is accelerating and as price is already moved, however far it's already moved, we're not sure where price is going to actually stop. So it's very risky to buy once a coin has already taken off, because realistically what you're doing is chasing price. You're chasing a move that has already happened. You need to be in the move before it happens, or get into the move after price has already corrected itself to go for the next move. Okay, because what can end up happening is I'll zoom you guys out a little bit back to about, when was this? Back to about 5 or 6 days ago. So this coin STR, it had a major bull run basically, and price has just kept accelerating over a 2 or 3 day period. So we actually started from with price, way back, down around the 200, 300, 400, and then we've ended up with a high at around about 5,000. So this coin had actually increased, about tenfold, about 8 to 10 times its value right at the bottom of the run. Now, if you were one of the buyers, okay, if you see the price moving way up here, if you see the price moving way up here, guys, and you decided to get in at the top of this run, okay, so you saw price just keep going, and you think that you're missing out, and you're like, man, I need to get in this trade, I need to make money. That's what happens when you end up losing, or you end up holding coins for so long, because the run's already happened, okay? So once this coin's up 100, 200%, we need to wait for a decent pullback before we can get into the coin again, okay? Now, it always happens, because what happens with cryptocurrency market is, realistically, most of these coins are just buying and selling. A lot of them you can't short in the margin trading section. When we get into that next time in the later videos, you'll see that you can actually short coins without purchasing coins themselves. There's only about 10 coins that you can do this on. So when you're buying the coins, guys, realistically you want to buy at a low volume and then sell at a higher volume to make a profit and get out. Okay, so once this price is moving up, if you're buying anywhere at the top of this run, like if you bought coins at like 4,000 or something, you would still be holding those coins today, and they would be in a pretty huge loss. Of course, you don't take the loss until you sell the coins, but at the same time, your capital is tied up in those trades and in those coins, and you can't use that capital anywhere else for a good opportunity to make money, because it's already in those coins. Now, this is really important for the guys who are starting out with smaller account balances, because on a smaller account balance, you're only going to have a smaller amount of capital. You can't have a decent chunk of Bitcoin sitting on the sidelines waiting for good opportunities all the time. You're going to have to start with at least 5 to 10 coins, guys. And if you buy coins at the top of the run, you're going to be waiting a very, very long time, okay, to get in and make some money. So that is the time when you do not want to buy coins, okay? Do not buy coins once a price has already taken off, once it's 20, 30, 50% profit and a percentage move. Don't buy coins at that level. Wait for the pullback. In the previous videos, we've gone over the fib levels and the Bollinger Bands. So as you can see, guys, here, price started down here. It came up, it made its new high. Okay, so this is a new high for this coin. And then price came back into our value area. Anywhere below the 50% level is a decent value area, you mainly want to look for coins in this 38.2 to 23.6 range. As you can see, guys, it came down, tested perfectly in this whole range. Okay, so anywhere in here is really good value, and you can see straight away, as soon as the coins come back down here, the buyers have come back into the market again because it's good value area. Okay, so these guys that have bought coins up here, they're either still holding those coins or they've sold at a loss because they saw the market quickly turn around, and the panic has struck in. Okay, so a lot of new traders will see their coins go into a loss, and they'll try and offload them. They'll try and sell them off. Obviously, you can hold on to the coins as long as you please. There's no time limit or anything like that. But the problem is, it's tied up capital. So that capital that you've got tied up in the coin, it's not making you any profit. So again, wait for price to pull back into the buy zones that we talk about, and then get out of the market. Okay, buy into the market and then sell at a profit. So as you can see with this coin, guys, once we do our buys, we set some sell levels up to the previous level. So we could buy down here. We could set sell levels around this price, and then keep some for the previous highs, but a smaller amount of coins so you don't have too much capital tied up. By the time you've taken some profit at 2 or 3 different levels, we're generating profit, making more capital for you guys, and we're freeing up the original profit, the original capital as well. Okay, so you'll get majority of your capital back, and then you roll that into another coin, and we just continue doing the same exercise over and over. So again, you can see prices moving down. Now, in the previous lessons I've gone over, I used the 2-day and 4-day time frames a lot. Okay, which I do because they're the most probable to price moving at this current time. Okay, now even though you use these zooms, majority of the time, if you see a pump happening on a small time frame, you also want to check the bigger picture, guys. So if you zoom out to the 4-day, say the week, the 2 week and a month kind of thing, you get an overall picture of where price has started, price has moved up to, and then where price is currently sitting at the moment. So as you can see where price is pumped up to at the moment, okay, we want to see it pull back a little bit into that sort of value area again. But as you can see, okay, price came down here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and then price has been sitting around here for a while. Okay, so this whole area here around that 1500-ish level is very good buy value. And if you're buying at 1500-ish, okay, your possible returns, 10% is only to 1650, 20% is only to 1800. Okay, 30% is only to 1950. You'll see how you can quickly turn over accounts with good profit by only taking those small percentages and then keeping some of the coins for when we hit those previous highs again, when we get really massive buy volume in the market. So if you held some coins for 1500-ish, you sold off majority on the way up, okay, and then you set a small amount of coins or 10, 15, 20% at the previous high. Okay, so 1500 to over 4500, guys, that's plus 200% profit straight away just from that from that move, if we go back and retest the previous highs, which a lot of the time does happen. So this is the main reason why I take multiple profit levels on the way up, because we're going to retest where price has been previously, and then that's when the big buy walls and sell walls come in, at those round psychological numbers. So that's how we do. Now the best time to sell, guys, is you want to set your sell orders. Okay, as we went through, we look for the buy, we look for the sell walls. Okay, and we set our sell orders slightly cheaper than that price at the previous price levels where price has gotten to. Okay. So if we go 4 days, so if you were to buy down at 1500-ish around here on this coin, we can see price back here, one time, two times, three times, four times here. Now this is basically a resistance level, support and resistance, guys. So we would set some sort of sell order around about this price, okay, keeping away from the round psychological number. So let's say, you know, anything around sort of 2050 would be the round psychological level. So we'd go through and we'd look at price at that level, and then we would determine where we could set a decent order. Now, if you bought at 1500, you know, 1500 to the 2000 level, that's over 30% gain, 33% gain. So that's a big chunk of profit for such a small move that's happened, and it got to that price very easily, busted through it. You know, you'd set another sell order at the next sort of price point. You know, you can see price hit here one times, two times, came down to test it, came down to test it, came down to test it. So this is another good support and resistance level right here. We call this if it's acting as support and resistance, we call that a supply zone, okay, supply and demand zone. So anywhere around that sort of level, which is around 2500, 2550-ish, we'd look to set another small amount of coins at that level again. And then when price hit that, again, get more profit, frees up more capital. So a move from the 1500 to that sort of level, you know, you're looking at about 50-60% profit, okay? That's how I turn over my account capital, and that's how I grow my account nice and quickly as well. So that's the best times to buy and sell, guys. Now, the reasons to avoid selling, buying and selling previously have been generally as Bitcoin has been moving up, like as Bitcoin in the last probably couple of weeks has been on a real bull move, like it's moved up massively. Okay, so as Bitcoin price is moving up, altcoins previously were coming down, okay? And then vice versa. Once Bitcoin made a price correction, which it will happen, which it always does, makes a price correction, the altcoins then got a big boom and they would go up because people are offloading their Bitcoin into altcoins and they're buying altcoins as Bitcoin price is coming down. Okay, now we're in a good time in the market at the moment because regardless of what Bitcoin's doing going up or down, there's days in here that you can make massive profit on, regardless of Bitcoin is moving up or down. So don't take too much effort on that, guys. The major times you probably want to avoid buying and selling, realistically, is if you see any major news events on Bitcoin. Now, for example, coming up on May the 15th, the previously declined Bitcoin ETF from the they're Winklevoss twins or brothers or something, that tried to get an ETF fund happening for Bitcoin in the US. It got denied, and Bitcoin at that time got to previous highs, which were around 1300, 1400, and then it dropped right back down to 1000 level because it got denied. So big news events like that cause panic in the market. That's all it is. Price came back, corrected itself, went back to its previousness, you know, within a week or so. So don't get discouraged, guys, if there's news events or something weird that happens or something big that happens and price either drops down a lot or moves up a lot, hopefully. But if it drops down a lot, don't get too discouraged. As long as the coin developers are still, you know, updating the coin, all that sort of thing, which we'll cover in a later video about news events and keeping up with news on the coin. So realistically, guys, that's what we want to do with our buys and sells, and when to buy and when to sell. And the other thing I just want to quickly touch base on is with the buying and selling, once we approach new highs, okay, once we approach new highs in the market, like if you had these coins, these stellar coins, you know, you can set price orders around, you know, around about 250-ish apart is a good gap. If you set a small amount of coins, 250 up, 250 up, 250 up, 250 up, you're locking in profit at the same time, but also getting more and more profit each time it goes up. Because once we approach new highs, guys, no one knows where price is going to go, and no one knows where price is going to stop at and reverse. Okay, so the bigger the up move, the bigger the price correction as well. This is why, again, I emphasize, do not buy on an up move. because the bigger the up move, the bigger the move that happens, the bigger the price correction happens. And if you get stuck at the top of that run, it could take weeks or months for you to be able to offload your coins at a profit, okay? And then that's capital tied up that you cannot use. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in for video 5, and I'll see you guys in the next video.